It's raw like get raw, man. Look, it's the cloth. I'm rocking with Gully TV. You niggas better pay attention or get found somewhere on the motherfucker.
You ready, Nick? Let's get him.
If you tune in to me watching Gully TV, I got a very special guest here. All my guests are special. I handpick my talent and make sure that I bring my viewers the creme de la creme of the underground hip hop community. I got a Rochester MC in the building. Y'all know how I feel about the city. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Illanoise, man, for y'all that's not in tune. You know what I'm saying?
For the second time, we've been able to link up, and the first time I interviewed you, you know, we was you know, total strangers and shit, and we put an interview together, and your character at the time was kind of reserved. You was kind of laid back and shit, and after I interviewed you, I continued to interview other Rochester MCs, and I would pose this question to them, to each of the Rochester MCs. I would ask them who was some of their favorite MCs out of the rock, and your name would come up over and over and over, and I'm like, damn, man, when I interviewed this nigga, he was real, like, reserved and shit, man. Yeah. Like, you got a reputation in the rock and shit.
Yeah.
How you feel about that, man? Your name came up, man, like when I asked the Green Doubles, the Itos, the Mugavellis and shit, your name come up in the conversations.
Yeah, I mean, I put in a lot of work over the years, man, a lot of work, so.
Since the last time we linked up, the hip hop community in the rock suffered a very, very major loss when Ooh Wop passed away. I appreciate if you can give my viewers any type of history on your relationship with Ooh Wop, if you had one, or just his position in the Rochester hip hop story.
His position in the story?
Yeah.
So I posted it on Facebook. Wop is Rakim, to me.
Okay.
A lot of niggas don't exist without Wop.
Okay.
He gave us the courage to rap, like he said. He made it possible. Like, you know, when he was moving and shaking, that let niggas know it's possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, that's a big loss to the town right there.
Did he have any standout tracks or projects?
Yeah, Gutaway.
Gutaway?
Gutaway, yeah, Gutaway. Like, I remember being in the hood. Every car that was passing through was knocking that joint.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I gotta get my shit like this. This nigga going crazy right now.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? He from a generation above me. He older than me. He probably got me about 5, 6, 7 years.
Right.
But yeah, Wop is Rakim, man.
For real?
He Rakim, to me.
What about him would make you give that comparison? That's a hell of a comparison.
Like I would say, when Rakim came, he changed the game.
Yeah.
So for us, Ooh changed the game, and he birthed a lot of niggas that came after him.
Right.
So that's why I would give him that comparison. It's niggas that surpassed Rakim like Nas. You can't say that Nas didn't surpass Rakim, but without Rakim, Nas don't exist.
Yeah. When I asked Green Double the same question about Ooh Wop, actually he's the person who turned me on to Ooh Wop. I was in Miami with them, and we were just kicking it about, you know, Rochester hip hop, and he was telling me, he was giving me some names of MCs that I should have on Gully TV.
Right.
And he was like, yo, you gotta get Ooh Wop. And I'm like, who is Ooh Wop? And he started, you know, filling me in and shit, and he was like, he's basically our Hove and shit. And I was like, word? That was a hell of a compliment. He was like, nah, for real. He's like, for real, fam. And to hear something like that coming from somebody like Green Double, who's, you know, revered in his own right as a lyricist and shit, I thought that was a hell of a compliment. But yeah, he referred to him as Hove of Rochester.
Yeah, Wop was supposed to do it first. He was supposed to do it first out of all of us. He was supposed to do it first.
Okay. Rest in peace to him. Where were you at when you got the news? What was you doing when you got the news that he passed away?
Shit, I was here.
Yeah.
Just up early scrolling.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Shocking.
Shocking. Like, yo, what the fuck? Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Another question that I get all the time is, what's up with the cloth? And I mean this by, I continue to interview Rochester, MCs.
Yeah.
And I started to dominate the Rochester following online. Like, more people were starting to follow. You know what I mean? Keep up.
They were tapping in.
Yeah, with what Gully TV was doing and shit. And they was happy about that. Rochester appreciate all of y'all. Like, y'all all got a following in the city. And they was just saying, like, man, what's up with the cloth? And I couldn't tell them nothing. Like, the group, they want to know what's up with the group. Because I see Mooch is still recording. He's still doing stuff. Mav is on Pillmatic too. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So y'all still active individually, whatever, but what's up with the group? Is the group still a thing?
Niggas is kind of doing their own thing right now. For the moment.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gathering, because, I'm not in the town no more, so.
Right.
That's what it seemed like to me. Just niggas just doing their own thing right now. I don't know. I don't know what's up after that, man.
What's being said in regards to the fans' desire for cloth music? Like, how do y'all feel about that?
They was comparing us at a time to Griselda. When them niggas, they still doing their thing, but when they was climbing, they like, yo, these niggas is next.
Yeah.
Then we dropped that monster in 2020.
Right.
The fix tape, and then shit, it's been 5 years since then. Our last interview, I was throwing up the bat signal like, yo, what's good?
Yeah.
So I just take it as everybody just doing their own thing right now. We all was, solo MCs before we brung it together.
Yeah. I hope y'all, whatever's going on, I hope y'all get back to the momentum or get back to the big picture. I mean, most rap collectives branch off and do their solo things and shit like that, but, everybody, Wu-Tang, Outkast, groups break off and do their solo things and shit, but people want that cloth music and shit.
Yeah, that shit was special, man. Ain't nothing but a sit down conversation. Everybody ain't been in the same room in so long. Yeah. I've been down here going on almost 8 years.
Right. I hope y'all get to working them email addresses, man.
Y'all hear this, right? Y'all listening, man. Y'all see what the people want, man.
Yeah, the people definitely want the cloth, man. Shout out to all of the members. It's been a whole bunch of lyrical warfare going on in the rock, and it reminds me of it was a mixtape series back in the day called Street Wars. So I attached that to the whole.
I was with P Cutter too.
Okay, so you 100% know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that was my DJ for a minute. Yeah.
The Street War shit is being manifested in Rochester. It's a lot of darts being thrown, and I know that you can't miss it if you're online.
Nah, you can't miss it.
What you think about all of the lyrical warfare going on online?
Some of the shit entertaining.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's moving niggas forward to where we want to go.
Right.
So that's kind of my stance on it. It's entertaining, but it's not helping niggas get to the position we need to be.
I told everybody involved that I deal with, I said, okay, y'all done fired 3 or 4 songs at each other.
Yeah.
The fans is watching. A fan base is developing because of this. People watching, like, niggas like that mixtape shit, you know what I'm saying? And the fans is definitely tuning in, but I told them, I said, man, y'all should take this opportunity to, like, try to capitalize on the popularity of y'all names online and shit, because the fans watching and shit, like, this is a time when you probably should, like, focus on dropping a project of some type.
Absolutely. The project and the body of work is what's going to get niggas there.
Yeah.
Catalog.
That's a catalog. Exactly. That's what's going to keep you there. I mean, the freestyles and shit is entertaining. We love that shit. I know I do. I love it. When niggas get on the old beats, the classic beats, and just go ham. I love that shit, but I've told everybody, y'all need to try to capitalize on this moment and shit. What do you, how do you feel about the current state of hip hop overall in Rochester? It was a time when it was just online. People knew of the cloth. People knew of Trust Gang. People knew of Ito. But now a little bit of everybody getting a look because the light has been
The light is on. The
On
light
the city.
is on. Like,
Yeah.
no time like ever. It's time to get in your bag.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. The back and forth exchanges, that's cool. It's entertaining for a day or two, but niggas got to come with that shit right now. That's what time it is.
It remind me of I compare Rochester to Queensbridge. You know what I'm saying?
That's
a nice little territory with a bunch
good
of
comparison.
talented MCs and shit. What is it about the landscape in the Rock to keep everybody going at each other? Is it because it's East Side, West Side at all? Does that play a part?
Yeah, that always play a part. East Side, West Side, and just in New York as a whole,
Yeah.
there's always been that division. Everybody shooting for the throne,
Right.
not getting the big picture.
It seemed to me like a few years ago, the niggas from Rochester wanted to break out of the Rock and wanted to compete on a national level with the 5 boroughs and shit like that. But once that was established, that Rochester was acknowledged, niggas went back to battling each other and shit.
Yeah.
So, new music from you, man. I got your CD. I listened to it. It's in my office right now. It's dope. What you doing as a solo artist these days?
I got a series called Luxurious Fabric. Part 1 dropping next month. Produced by my guy 5'8 Fever.
Yeah.
He from the town too.
Okay.
You know, my noisy guys. Yeah, I got that in the works, and I'm gonna run that series for about a year. I got a bunch of shit with other producers too that hopefully in between that time I drop them too.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to flood. I'm just trying to see what a year with like 4 or 5 joints look like.
Any collaborations? Anybody you been
Yeah,
working
yeah.
with?
I don't wanna blow them up, but yeah, I got some
you was gonna
nice
say
ones.
that.
Yeah, I got some nice ones.
Yeah,
I got some nice
to
ones.
talk.
Yeah, I got some nice ones, man.
When you expect to release something? It's 2000.
I'm gonna drop the next one next month. The first one next month.
Next month.
Yeah.
And what was the title again?
Luxurious Fabric.
Luxurious Fabric. Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna make sure that we be on the lookout for that, man. I asked you one of the questions that I've asked everybody, as I said at the beginning of this interview. If you had a Mount Rushmore MCs from the Rock, who would they be?
I never really thought of that. I don't. Really
And you don't have to put them in no particular order, but just you just said Ooh Wop was.
Yeah, Ooh Wop would be there.
Yeah.
But see, personal and all time is 2 different things. Like so.
I like all time. Cause it was guys that like I really tapped into Rochester. I
Cause on the real, that's the shit that's starting a lot of these back and forths. Niggas is posting their top 10 list.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's the start of a lot of this shit.
I've done my research and I found the Dirty Reds and I think B Mac and you know what I'm saying, PA Knit. It's a lot. It's a lot.
That's why it's hard to. You got niggas that did it in the town, and then you got niggas that took it past the town.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to make a top 5 for me.
Was you around the hip hop community when Ooh Wop and Larry Love was battling?
Yeah, Larry Love from my era.
Oh yeah.
I say like Love, Etho, Huey. Who else? That's kind of my class. The generation before is like Wop, Warfield, Shanye, Kill Pretty,
Yeah.
Dukums. Niggas like that is from like the time right before us.
Got it.
Yeah.
I like the whole legacy of Rochester hip hop, and something that I noticed was that y'all never deviated from the East Coast sound like even the 5 boroughs tried drill music and shit like that, or they might have touched on auto-tune briefly, but the Rock stayed on Lyricist time, stayed on Queensbridge time.
Yeah, because we love Mobb Deep so much, Lock so much, Wu so much.
Yeah.
That we just never really, you know what I mean? We never really switched up to that South shit like that.
Okay. You appeared on my album, Pillmatic 2.
Yeah.
What did you think about the finished product? Did you know what you was getting into when we was putting it together?
Yeah. I know you do your homework, so I know you got nothing but killers on there, so I couldn't play no games.
No doubt.
And I got that thing back to you quick. You
Yeah,
hit an
you
audible,
did. Kill
hit
switch.
me real quick.
Did you get any feedback?
None that I heard of, but I know I went in. I trust what I did. So, you know, I was on there with some heavyweight niggas that get busy.
No doubt. We about to put out Pillmatic 3. I love to have you back on it.
I'm with it. I'm
Trying
with
to
it.
stay in
THRU,
face.
what up, man? Shoot me some shit. Anytime, I'm ready. I'm always on go.
No doubt. You said you've been down here in the Carolinas for how long?
Going on about 8 years.
8 years. During the course of that 8 years, were you able to locate a pocket or a community of MCs that you were compatible with down here? Have you ever had a chance of working with anybody down here?
Nah, man, niggas would be cool till they find out I'm from New York. Then I don't hear from niggas no more. But I know they exist. Lyricism exists.
Yeah.
I just haven't been able to really find it. But as soon as I would say where I'm from, then it's like the conversation will kind of stop. So New York got a stigma of really not fucking with the South. And that's a misconception.
Yeah.
We fuck with a lot, especially where I'm from.
Right.
Gucci, you can come get money anytime in Rochester.
Right.
Jeezy, get money like we fuck with everything where I'm from. But that's a misconception that's out there that niggas from up top don't fuck with the South.
I think when it comes to this city here, I think it's got a history with New York based on like hustlers that came down here and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It probably caused, I don't know, a divide or...
I mean, that's what it is really everywhere with the New York shit.
Yeah.
The hustling shit from back then.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when the game transitioned from New York to other places,
right,
niggas feel New York didn't show that love back. So, I mean, the South, they still playing against niggas to this day.
Yeah.
You hear their executive speak, them niggas is still playing to never let these niggas get back in position.
They own that, huh?
They own that. I watch, I look in the comments, it's still that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they playing against us still in New York. Like I said, the division is always what killed New York. Everybody shooting for the #1 spot instead of working together.
How has the merchandising game been treating you?
I ain't really released no merch too much, but I got some shit though. When I run this next shit, I'm gonna drop some. I got some shit.
When I say merch, I'm not talking about like sweatshirts and t-shirts and shit like that. Like the hard copies, the
the hard copies
like
move.
that.
Yeah, overseas, the hard copies move. You just gotta stay consistent. That's why I say I need a consistent year of like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Cause like once they get wind of you, they going back to buy all your old shit.
Right.
So that's why the catalog is so important.
How you feel about the streaming sites and how they compensate artists? Me?
Streaming is some bullshit.
It's crazy.
The hard copy you can get off for 20.
I dropped Pillmatic 2 hard copies like a week ago. And within like 5 days, I made more money selling the music than I made in 2 years on the streaming platforms.
Yeah. That's what it's gonna have to revert back to, hand in hand with the CDs.
Yeah.
The streaming sites, you gotta do some stupid numbers to see any money.
Yeah, I don't, that shit is almost like some slave shit, man. Like a person will put a lot of money into their projects, pay producers, pay for mixing and all of that type of shit. And then you even gotta pay to get on the streaming site. And then when it's time for them to send you your money, they even take some...
they taking a cut of that. Let me get that.
Transaction fee, like that's crazy as hell.
Yeah, let me get that too.
When you choose production for your projects, what do you look for in a producer?
I'm looking for a producer that mesh well with what I do. You can make a dope beat, but you got, as a producer, you got to know who that's supposed to go to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It may be something crazy, and it got to fit the artist. You know what I mean? So I look for niggas that fit with what I do.
Yeah.
I don't want a bunch of loud, noisy beats. Right. That ain't what I do. Some smooth shit, some hard shit, laid back. I pretty much could do any kind of record, but I look for like the shit that I do. Like it gotta make sense. Every producer don't need to be with every artist. Cause some niggas really know how to produce an artist and bring the best out of them. Like really produce them. Nah, do that verse over. More energy. Like that's really producing. Yeah. Instead of just sending you a beat and you doing what you want to do. Yeah. Like that's the difference.
THRU broke that down for me one day. He was explaining the difference between a beat maker.
Beat maker and a producer.
And a producer and shit.
Right.
He was like, man, I'm a producer. I could take something from a guy and create something and shit. Like, he like, when I get these verses, it might not even sound the same.
Yeah.
But by the time I give it back to the artist and say, yo, this is what we did and shit, he was like, it's a gift. You gotta be like, you know.
Yeah, it's a difference. You could take something and turn it into motherfucking everything if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Restructuring it, putting this hook here, taking this out. Yeah, everybody ain't producers though.
How you going about recording down here?
I've been recording my own shit.
Oh yeah, you in the house with it?
Yeah, I'm in the house with it. Like, the days of going to a big studio, unless you know, chasing the mainstream sound,
Yeah.
you don't need to go to no big studio.
Self-taught?
Self-taught? No. My man DJ M80 taught me.
Yeah.
Yeah, salute to M80. He taught me how to record myself on FaceTime.
You mix too?
Nah, I don't mix. I send it out to get mixed. That'd be something I'll probably learn next though.
Yeah. Recently, one of the topics that's flooded the internet is the disconnect between Jim Jones and Cameron. Have you been keeping up with? Jim just responded to 50 Cent and Cameron's interview on It Is What It Is. How you feel about that whole situation?
Yeah, man, I hate to see that, man. Jim been with him. Jim been riding.
Yeah.
And I just wish they could figure this shit out. You know, from what I'm hearing, like, you know, Cam really wasn't supporting Jim when it was his turn. But then Jim was with him from the door, just wearing all type of hats.
Yeah.
So I hope they can figure it out. You know
I was saying on my live stream that something that people cannot dispute is Jim giving niggas a shot. What I mean by that is, if you look at his history, you see Stack Bundles, you see Sandman, Max B.
Yeah.
I think he fuck with Dice Peso right now. He just did something with Mano a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It seemed like he
passing the ball. He passing the ball.
Yeah.
And you can't dispute his work ethic.
Right.
Jim been the hardest dip since 06.
I told people that.
Niggas are laugh. I be saying in the comments, oh, he trapped. No.
Yeah.
That boy been getting busy since 06.
06.
And I had a meeting with him the day that Stacks passed.
So
that was the reason we didn't get to meet.
What year would that be? Like, that's like 2009,
This had to be
2010, some shit?
maybe 07?
07?
Whatever year Stacks passed, that exact day was the day I was supposed to
So
meet.
you've been getting busy like that since back then?
Since back then.
What did you do? What exactly was it that you did to develop a connection that he would notice you or whatever? How'd you get in that position?
My manager, you want to shout to you and I, my manager, you and I went to Howard with one of Jim Mans from the Chris Luck.
Okay.
So Chris Luck had set the meeting up. But then, yeah, that unfortunate situation happened. We never had to sit down.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just with Stacks and Max alone, Jim had New York. Just that Bird Gang shit was serious.
I just said all of this on my live stream. I was loving the Bird Gang.
Remember the Bird Gang classic.
Yeah.
7 Day Theory, classic.
Yeah.
Ghost of Rich Port. This boy been getting busy for a
Classic.
long time, man.
His resume is undisputed.
Yeah.
I told a guy, well, in my chat, that if there was a Mount Rushmore of New York City artists from the last 20, 25 years, Jim Jones is like one of the faces of New York City hip hop.
Yeah, he has run from 06, well, we in 25, that's what, like 19?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's still going and shit.
Still going, still getting better.
And I noticed that the younger artists still fuck. The younger artists that's coming in, they look to dethrone those before them. They look to the whoever's popping, the new MCs that come out, they be looking at the older MCs as like competition, and for some reason, they seem to embrace Jim or
he tapped in with him.
Gravitate towards them.
Yeah,
and
he
shit.
tapped in with him. His ear is still to the street, so he know to keep that young energy close to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you since you've been MCing and shit, have you noticed anybody that's on the rise in the rock that's, you know, worthy of you touching them on any level or featuring them on a song or anything like that?
Yeah, my boy that Benny grabbed, Flames Malik. I was watching him as he was climbing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this that nigga, he talk that shit. I fuck with
I
him.
like him. I like his
fuck with him,
I like his flow, the way he delivered, like it's different and shit.
Yeah, he was my favorite out of niggas that's coming right now from the town. But it's a bunch of young niggas that's nice too, that's making moves outside of the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of niggas that get busy from the town. We got a lot of talent. we just gotta capitalize off this shit and focus on what matters. Focus more on business.
Yeah.
Niggas, you know, spend so much time sharpening their skills. Niggas totally neglect business. You got to put more emphasis on the business.
Do y'all get support in the rock from like radio, local DJs or anything like that? Because
Yeah. Chris Green, he play shit. Sierra, she be playing shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they supporting us more. It was more hard back in the day.
Yeah.
From like WDKX, they only had a select few they would fuck with. I never really got no burn on there, but like, yeah, Chris Green, DJ Chris Green, he fuck with us. My boy Selected Priest, he used to spin my shit. But yeah, they doing better at that now.
Right.
Let niggas get burned from the time. They should have been doing that though.
Do y'all do, when y'all was the cloth, was y'all performing in the rock?
Yeah. We had some shows in the town.
What type of venues y'all got up there?
They was small venues,
Yeah.
real small. I don't even think that venue exists no more. We was doing a couple small venues, nothing big. We didn't have no big venues to do, but we was doing some small joints though.
All right. 2025, man, we gonna keep our eye out on you, man. And I'll be sending you some production for Pillmatic 3 sometime this week, man. I appreciate your time. I want to get you back on here again for the second time, and keep up the good work.
Salute, man. I appreciate you having me. Love, man. We gonna keep dribbling. Everything bigger for 2025.
Tell them where they can find you at online.
They can find me on Instagram, Illanoise 585. That's pretty much my handle for everything.
Yeah.
Illanoise 585.
All right. I appreciate you, pimp. Thanks a lot.
Kid Illanoise, you're now rocking with Gully TV. You heard?
My man.